Now at 5:30, climate change and California's wildfires. Now, if the global temperature trend can be reduced, experts agree that it's going to take some time. So, is there anything that we can do right now? NBC4's Patrick Healy joins us live with some insight. Patrick.
Well, Chuck, the process begins with recognition of what has led to California's larger and more destructive fires. Climate change is, of course, a factor, but not the only one.
And the
Wildfire, native to California, but ever more intense, massive, and destructive. Governor Newsom and VP candidate Harris in but one of the devastated areas.
This is just a fact.
The governor displaying a chart depicting the trend of worse wildfire and hotter summer temperatures by 3 degrees.
Fundamental fact cannot be denied.
But discussions of climate change with the president going nowhere.
Well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Climate change is absolutely real. We heard President Trump, talk about it yesterday from a fire perspective, discounted it completely. That's absurd. But it is also one of the pieces.
Just one of the pieces. To UC Berkeley fire scientist Scott Stevens, that's the key.
And I just would say that there are many other factors we could do something about.
Stevens among the consensus that believes a century plus of fire suppression, well-intended but misguided, is what led to denser forests with more dead trees and other flammable debris, once kept under control by naturally occurring fires that stayed smaller.
Fuel basically gets higher than more continuous. And then most of our forests today are in those conditions, unfortunately.
And ever more vulnerable to drought and higher temperatures.
So I think we're taking a really difficult situation forward, and now climate change is impacting on it and making it worse.
So what to do? Not the president's advice to look for leaves to rake up below pines and firs, but Stevens and other experts do agree on the need for removing dry vegetation and thinning forests with controlled burns, if not more cutting, which remains controversial. This controlled burn on Mount Wilson just a few months ago, now providing protection against the bobcat fire.
So we're not going to take fire off the landscape, but we can actually start to change its character. And we can change its character to more of a resilient building system, then we're going to be better off in the long run.
And the federal government has agreed to pursue that goal with the state of California in an agreement signed last month, just days before this latest firestorm. An agreement to remove fire fuel from 1 million acres every year. Stevens says it's a start.
I'm still hopeful.
Of course, this discovery that our forests are changing and starting prescribed burns, this goes back decades. The urgency now is to ramp it up. Last year, CAL FIRE and the U.S. Forest Service did control burns on about 250,000 acres. Stevens and other experts estimate that 20 million acres in California need some attention for density and dried foliage and vegetation. Reporting live, Patrick Healy, NBC4 News. Back to you.
All right, Patrick, thank you for